Okay, let's do this. Welcome to my very first video on YouTube. We're here, we're doing it. Long form content. I'm a natural born yapper. We're gonna yap. Yesterday on Instagram, I asked you guys some questions and we're gonna go through them, and then you're also just going to spend some time getting to know me. First things first, obviously my name is Taylor. My channel is called Tay Lately. I think I'm Tay Lately everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, and now here. Tay Lately is just a page that I created as like an idea of keeping up with me lately. Like, I don't know, it just makes sense. And so Tay Lately is me and it's who I am. But lately is not my name, so just so you know. The first thing I asked you guys was, what are some common myths you have about working in retail? One of them was that it's toxic, LOL. I think yes, this can be true, but it all depends on leadership. I feel like also it depends on the company you work for and just like what morals and values that company has. Personally, I don't really feel like my store is toxic. I feel like my team all has like a very similar level of understanding of what like the objective and what the goal is every single day. So I don't really feel like we have that toxic, like competitive vibe. But I've seen it. And I've worked in other places where it is extremely toxic. For example, I love Ulta, but I worked at Ulta Beauty here in town, and that was an extremely toxic work environment. Story time for later, maybe. The other one was long and bad hours. Again, I feel like it really depends. Like, I prioritize a work-life balance. I also don't make the schedule, but have a say in it to a degree. I allow one of my other managers to make the schedule. It just takes something off my plate, if I'm being totally honest with you. I didn't really want to add it onto all of the other things that I have to do all the time. We used to, when it was not holiday, prioritize a Friday, Saturday, Sunday off for each manager a month, which we'll probably get back into here soon. But I also like to have a day off with my husband, and we have the same day off, so I don't really care about having a weekend off so long as I can have at least one of my days off be the same as my husband, because I like him a little bit, you know? So yeah, it's just about prioritizing work-life balance. Also, like right now we close at 7, but normally we close at 8, and honestly that's really not that bad. It could be worse, and I don't know, I just don't really feel like the retail hours affect me. But I know there are some places that are open till like 11 or 12, and I'm just like, no, that I would not do. So not a bad myth, but not true for me. Okay, the next thing I asked was, what do you want to know about me? And this one is funny because somebody asked me, what is my nationality? And I've never done like one of those, what are like the 23andMe or whatever. So naturally what I do, I text my grandparents. I text my grandma, and she literally gave me the longest explanation ever of everything that I am. So here it is. Number 1, for sure you are 1/16 Norwegian. My dad's mom was 100% Norwegian, which makes you 1/16 from my side because I'm a quarter Norwegian. Grandpa doesn't know if there's any Norwegian on his side, and I'm not sure about your dad's side. Okay, we're talking about my mom's mom right here. You have Polish, but don't know how much, because my last name, my maiden name, is Polish. And then German from my other side of the family, and German from her mom and her dad's side. Not sure about her husband's side, so my grandpa. Way back in the day, my great grandma's side came from England, so there's some English in there too. They have this huge family tree map that goes all the way back to this like English side of our family, and it was crazy. Like, there was some really wild stuff about how some of them were like not rulers, but like they ran towns, kind of like mayors, so that was kind of fun. And then also a little bit of Irish. And then she goes, I believe your other grandma's maiden name was this, and if that's correct, then that is of Scandinavian and Norwegian descent, so probably more than 1/16 Norwegian. So then I texted my other grandma on my dad's side, and she said Norwegian and Irish mainly. My grandmother also had some Polish blood. So that's the answer for that one. I know that was a super long answer. But the next question was, how did me and my husband meet? We met working at a coffee shop, and yeah, he just became my best friend. So there's a really long story to it that's really fun, but maybe I'll tell you guys that in the future or someday with him. But it is really just, to the end of the day, we just met at working at a coffee shop. Okay, another question was, what questions do you have about growing on social media? Somebody said they're a small business and trying to get more views and followers. Any tips? Honestly, my main tip is engaging with your following, like constantly and consistently. I feel like something that always bothers me is when I see creators who don't engage with their comment section. Like, those are the people that want to follow you. So like, you should get to know them, or at least comment back to them. Like, you could at least do that for them. I know some people have like thousands of comments and I'm not there yet. You can't reply to everybody every single time, but at least try. I feel like that's the biggest thing. I think if you're a small business, I think just like doing the things that work. So like, let's say a day in the life vlog behind the scenes as a small business owner, like, really works. Keep doing that, and then just sprinkle in other content that you are passionate about, but maybe like the viewer isn't as interested in. That's okay if they're not interested in it, because that's not really the point. The point is that you're getting that viewership, you're getting that, you know, commentary in your comment section, so that people keep coming back, if that makes sense, and then engage with them. Okay, next question was, what do you think will be a trend in 2026? And somebody said lace, lace, and more lace. Honestly, I see that. I see the whole sweater with like the little lace popping out with the jean. I think it's super cute. I like it. Anyway, that was pretty much it. Short and sweet. That's all I wanted to do for my first video. Just quick run through of some questions. I know this isn't like super long form, but it was fun, and we're horizontal, which is new for me. But I love it. But stay tuned. What else do you want to see on this YouTube channel? We can do vlogs, we can do more questions. I love questions. And honestly, just want you guys to like get to know me a little bit more behind the scenes. I think it'll be way more fun. My goal for 2026 is to get the YouTube popping off. Also, speaking of popping off, because this just reminded me of something funny, I do have a Depop now, and I'm just getting rid of a bunch of stuff that's in my closet. So check that out. Again, it's Tay Lately. That's just gonna be me everywhere. But yeah, that's everything. Thanks for coming. You should subscribe and you should like, and if you feel so fun and exciting, you should also comment, because I'll comment back.